for you, and we pray that, Pastor Collins, that you will be blessed and know that God is taking care of you. Everything that you're going through, God is working it out, but it's for your good.
you are happy this evening. I'm so excited to be here. I'm trying to contain myself. I'm very, very happy. Very, very excited. I have a few preliminaries. They're in my mind and in my heart. Being here puts me into a memory lane. Puts me into a lot of thoughts. It's been many years since I've been here. Not because I didn't want to, it's just situations would cause that to take place. But nevertheless, I'm happy on tonight. I hope you are happy. I don't know about anyone else, but I am with great expectation.
Yes, sir.
I'm not sitting here, standing here just to be here, but I'm here because I love this man.
Amen.
I love and appreciate his wife. This man has been by my side at a distance and once a year together for at least 15 years. And come hell or high water, through good times, bad times, talked about, not talked about, he still remains the same. I appreciate him, and I appreciate this, definitely, this great assembly. And I'm just truly happy. All the praise, all the honor, and all the glory goes to God.
Amen.
God is tremendously worthy. And the preachers got up, and they were acknowledging and all this kind of thing. So I sat there and I said, how radical can I be? And I said, well, it started in Virginia Beach. It can be a bit more radical. I said, well, why not? This is 50 years, and I might as well just go for it. And just lay it just like it is. And so I'm here. I think it's because of the design of God. I think that God has reasons for everything. And I'm only permitted to even minister in this church as a result of God touching his heart. But God paves the way in different ways. And, you know, for that, I'm grateful. In Virginia Beach last year, I did a seminar. And I boldly did something. And I took husbands and wives. Elder Durant, who's speaking tomorrow, was one of them. And I shocked him with things that I was saying. He and his wife, they thought I was kind of in their business. They thought I saw it with a telescope and I was looking at through their roof at their house. But I wasn't. It was just the skill in the background. And I talked about relationships and husbands and wives. And I made a statement and kept going with it because it's not now, as I'm older, as big of an issue, and I use it as an example to work with other people. And so as I was talking to them and I told them about being married, I told them, of course, that I was married. And it took a long time to talk about even that, to even bring it up or discuss it, for lots of different reasons. Shame, guilt, and you know, you suffer the things of people, you know, does he like women, or ever married, you know, a lot of things, and you go through a lot of mistakes, things like that. But it was just something I chose to keep, you know, personally to my, you know, to myself. I'm talking about maybe about, I guess from the news that I got about maybe a year and a half ago when I had learned from others giving me information that she was deceased. Then I thought, well, if I said something about it then people say, well, you have to get married. And so I said, you know, I don't want to deal with the minds of people. I'll just leave it alone. So I can't give acknowledgement because I'm not where these other preachers are. I look and I envy them, you know, with their, not because of their wives. I counsel a lot of wives, so I know a lot about marriage in different ways. So that's not the story. But I envy them because they have something, or they're at a level that I'm not. And that's all right. You know, we have to be where God permits us to be at that time. And I'm okay. I've learned to be okay in my place. But then little bit. But then, at the same time, I still have to give honor. So I can't give honor to a wife, but I can give honor to a great woman who is responsible for me being here. And she deserves that honor, and she deserves that respect. And I know that to somebody, she can be the best wife that a man could ever have. She is a great woman. She's an anointed woman. She's gifted. She helped to save my life one day when I was so depressed. And I thought of things that I'm counseling about now, suicide. And she called me on the phone, not knowing that those were the crazy things going through my mind. And the Lord used her for that. And through thick and thin, this woman has always been an encouragement in good times. One time, one preacher even said, all you do is hide behind her dress table. And he's even preached in this church, but that's what he said to me. And so, but still, she's a great woman. She takes care of her sisters, and they take care of her. She loves her pastor to death. And he allows her to travel with me, and knowing that I'm not a sheep stealer and all those kind of, you can't steal sheep anyway. Sheep didn't run coming out. But she's just a great woman. Her name is Sister Diane Gill. Would you like for her to stand? I think that she deserves that honor. If you can stand, you should honor this woman. Oh, that's it. It was the Lord that guided me to her and her sisters, and Sister Coffee, and Sister Payne. You know who you are, her. And her other sister, Sister Darlene, who loves your baby. Where she is. And these sisters are great women. They have a great mom, great family. And they've been just a tremendous blessing through this church, and I appreciate that. And I'm thankful. Darlene encouraged me in Miami, Florida once. Bishop Hernandez had said, I want you to go preach. And I said, why would you preach to these people? And a lot of people don't even like me here. She pulled me in the back of the corner. And she said some encouraging things to me, and I never will forget that. And no one knows that Sister Gilly and my mother and some other, you remember that? Was with me, and we were at the post office. And in Miami, that was many years ago. And you all don't know this, but strangely, and this is the truth, Sister Gilly can attest, a man just walks out of the post office. Is that right, Sister Gilly? Yes. And he just walks over to our car. We know to rob you or what. And the man came to the car, and he said, you have been picked out to be picked on. But God has his hand on you. And the man, after he said that, we looked at him like, is he going to what? And then he walked away. Is that right, Sister Gilly? Yes. Now, that's the truth. That's the truth. So, I don't know what all that means, but anyway, I'm thankful. And I don't have any children, but I got some children here. And I'm very happy. I got black ones and white ones. We all mixed up. So I'm going to ask all of the children that are connected, even if you are of the temple of the doctrines of Christ, you still want mine. So I'm going to ask all the children that are connected with this crazy preacher standing up here, please stand. Real quick. I wanted to say something about Elder Waller. Elder Waller, we had a long meeting today, and I've asked him to help out, as I've asked this man right here as well, to help out with our church and through difficult times and just things like that. You need to lean on people, do good times and bad times to help out and things like that. And he made tremendous commitments. We had a nice time just talking today. And I wanted to introduce him, but he's already done that. Elder Walker, he's been mentioned several times. And I appreciate that, coming from Virginia and just being that tremendous blessing. One other person, this brother flew all the way in from Houston, Texas. And he's a brother and a friend of mine. and for over 10 years. Sister Gilly knows him and some of the others. And I'm going to have him to just give a greetings. He's got a great heart, loves the Lord a lot. And I would be remiss if I didn't have him to come up here and say something. And how it was, you have to follow your instinct. How many of you know you have to follow your instinct sometimes? One day my instinct told me, and I know it's radical, but I made a decision, and I didn't tell the church. I had some time off. I said, I'm going to fly to Houston, Texas. I didn't know him. And I said, I'm interested to meet Joel Osteen. Because he, though he might be watered down in some things, one day he was saying something on the TV that really stuck me. And I felt the Lord tell me to go to Houston, Texas. So I gathered the funds and I just took off out of the blue. And I flew to Houston, Texas. And this is exactly what happened. Not knowing what was to happen. I got into the airport in Houston, Texas, at Bush International. And then I got cold feet. What am I doing here? And I said, I'm just gonna get a hotel room and go back home.